What's up, everybody? It's your boy DC coming to you from that grind house. Welcome into Hater Nation. What we're gonna be talking about is part 5 of the mind game. Um, Now I know a lot of you guys out there, you know, you looking at the mind game, trying to improve your game and things like that. What most novices do is that they will go with a game plan that works. And once it stops working, or once they get beat by a couple of people, then they will completely switch their scheme up. They'll completely scrap what they did before, and they'll move on to try and continue to win games. This is a mistake. Okay. What you want to do is you want to go with your game plan and perfect it. All right, that is going to be the best way to improve, and that's what most good users do. That they will continue to go with their game plan, and then it will figure out what is causing the losses, instead of saying, "Well, I got to find something different because I want to change with the meta." Right? Yes, you wanna definitely rock the meta, but you don't want to just completely scrap your game plan. So for me, and the reason that I said that is I actually changed my game plan. Now, I didn't change my game plan because it wasn't working. I changed my game plan because of the red zone specifically. Okay, and what we're going to talk about here in part 5 is how to put the game plan together. Okay, we talked about defense. We talked about, offense as far as getting time in the pocket, reading defenses and pulling coverage. Now we're going to talk about how to put a game plan together and really understand the field of play. Okay, and also how to work your game plan in it. With a game plan, you want to work inside out. A lot of people work outside in. Okay, and they don't really have good red zone plays. They just have good plays that are going to move the ball down the field. Any good user is going to be able to move the ball. There's nothing that you can do. If they know what they're doing, they're going to know how to move the ball. There's no coverage that you can call in this game that you can completely lock down everybody. Good users, good opponents are going to know what they need to do to move the ball. It's very, very simple. So what you want to do is you want to start inside and move yourself out. So we're going to start at the 5-yard line. And just like in golf, golf talks about, you want to work with your putting, and then you want to go to your chipping, and then you want to go to your pitching, and then you want to go to your driving. Like, you want to work backwards and learn how to really attack the hole. Here's the same thing. We're going to work from the 5-yard line, and we're going to go all the way back down to the 1-yard line of our own 1-yard line. Okay, when we're moving the ball on offense. So what we want to do here is I told you about pulling coverages. In the red zone, it's a little bit different. If you did not notice, what happens is those deep blues only push 5 yards back. They don't go to the back of the end zone. So they push 5 yards back, and they kind of sit, and then they'll react to whatever is in their way. Okay, but what we're gonna do here, and this is why I kind of switched up my own scheme, is because before you could get stuff off where you can't anymore. So I needed to go to a more of a spread look. Plus, when you have tight sets, the tight set really didn't run the ball a little bit, so I altered it to get a little bit more runs in the game. But the play that we're going to use as an example here is going to be the slot shakes. Okay, and then we're just going to call a cover 3 hard flat, like most guys that call cover 3 hard flat. They don't go the regular curl flat or even cloud. When you this close, they go hard. Okay, so all you're gonna do here is we're just gonna motion over McKenzie, my slot receiver. I'm gonna sit him on an out, smart routing. We're gonna send B on an in, smart routing. We're gonna send A on a streak, and then X on a slant. Okay, now what this is going to do is this is going to give the ability for both of these ins and this out, the in and out on the right side of the field is gonna dumb out the blue. Okay, the blue is just gonna sit there. So all we're gonna do is block Joey Bosa so we can get some time. Okay, and as you can see here, dumbs out the blue. We can throw it for a nice, easy touchdown. It's very, very quick. So we're going to instant replay, and we'll go ahead and check this out. Okay, So we're just gonna look at this blue. Now, as you can see, the thing is he's already about 3 yards back in the end zone. So he's just gonna back up just a little bit. So as you can see, he just backs up a hair. Okay, so he gets in his position that he's supposed to cover in this deep blue. This is the problem. All right, last year they kind of did a little bit different, so it was easier for me to run my old scheme, but definitely had to change some stuff up. So as you can see, both of these in and out cross that deep blue's face, and he reacts to neither one of them. Okay, and that's what's really, really nice is when you do that, it dumbs out the deep blue. He doesn't really know what to do. So I can throw the ball at the corner of the end zone for a nice, easy touchdown. Okay. Now, most people are gonna be like, well, why didn't my hard flat cover? Well, the hard flat doesn't cover because he actually has to pull down and do his job and cover the swing route. So that's what gets the hard flat to pull down just enough to get the pocket open, that little pocket to the outside. What's really nice about this is that both the Y and the B are going to both be open. Okay, but I would rather throw it to the outside of the field than the inside, because a lot of times the user is going to cover the side of the running back. Okay, and the running back happens to be on this side. I knew I did something. We need to send the swing for it to work. So the user normally is going to cover the side of the running back to watch for screens and bubble screens, any kind of screen, jailbreak, any kind of screen that may be on that side. The user will normally play that side with the running back because that's generally the side you're going to see the screen come off of. So the user is going to play that side. Now you can throw the B, but like I said, you don't really want to throw the B because you really just kind of be throwing it right into the user. Okay, you can throw an accurate B pass. As you can see, that yellow did not react to it. Okay, because he's kind of sitting and he's kind of watching. This is the yellow here. He's kind of sitting and he's kind of watching that guy there, and he kind of watches the streak there, and he kind of moves in and he takes himself out the play. And this is very, very important for if a user said, you know what, I'm just going to control the flat. I'm going to go all the way to the outside so I can protect it. You have the inside that you can throw. But what is also nice about this, and this is what I really would recommend you adding to any scheme that you have or any play that you have. All right, that's the setup. Any play that you have, you want to make sure that you have a backdoor route. So when I call this play the first time, I'm going to be able to call this play twice, and then he should switch up his coverage. If he doesn't, he's an idiot because you can't cover both sides. Okay. So a lot of times what guys will do is they'll go over and user it. Instead of trying to change up the defense, they'll go over and try and user the play. All right. So let's say he users that right side of the field. What we'll do then, I didn't double team Joey Bosa and get it off. I threw an inaccurate pass, but you have the backside route that's open. I'm sorry, Joey Bosa's X Factor just scared the living Jesus out of me. Because he sacks really easy. We'll run that one more time so you can see it. And the reason that I streak, I streak A, and I'm normally not trying to change 4 routes, all 4 of them. I'll try and find a play that has at least 2 good routes, and I may have to alter 2. Well, here, because it's a cover 3, we'll alter the Y route. Now, if it's a cover 4, we would do the exact same thing because they'll be calling the hard flats. On the right side of the field, I'll just leave the post, but that's for cover 4 because generally the back of the end zone in the middle and cover 4 is kind of open. So you'll pull him to cover that side, then you can throw the A over top. But this is cover 3, so we'll have the backside route. We'll just make sure we double team Joey Monster over there. So we're gonna double team him. You can throw the backside fade, nice easy touchdown, right? Or backdoor. Sometimes I call it the backside fade, but it's the backdoor route. So in any part of your scheme, you want to make sure that you have a backdoor route, because a good user, and I mean the really good ones, can shut down 3 routes. Okay, they can bait you for the first one, and then they can push to the second one, and then move to the third one, where they're really just picking your 3 reads. Once you see that, you want to be able to go to your backdoor route. So in any scheme that you have, make sure that you have the backdoor route here. So as you can see, my slant is in the back door. He just comes to this side. Even if he get pushed, because we called the streak, we could throw a nice easy pass play where nobody is on that side, and he's coming into a nice little soft spot. So you'll be able to hit that with a 1-2 punch on the 5-yard line. Okay, now the next thing that I would do here is I'll go back to the 10, and then I'll run the same exact play, and I'll see if it works. Now we're gonna not gonna run it. Believe me, it's going to work, only because I'm gonna be able to smart route to the 10, right? Because I can smart route to the 10. That's gonna still work. I always do that, but that's gonna still work because it's still gonna confuse that blue on 10 yards in. Okay, and I'll run it just so you can see it. I know I didn't double team Joey Monster. Oh my God, it was tight. He caught it. I would have thrown it a little bit later in the route, but Joey Monster was coming off of that edge. I forgot to double team him. But as you can see here, it still dumbed out that blue. Now, the reason he reacted is because, as you can see, he still dumbed out. He still sat there. He reacted faster because I threw it faster. If you see here, because I'm about to get sacked by Joey Monster because I didn't double team him, I had to throw it while he was there, and he was able to play it, but he's still going to dumb out 10 yards in. Very, very important to note. Okay, so now I can run this exact play. I can run it 5 yards in, and I can run it 10 yards in, as long as you're first and goal all the way to 4th and goal, and you're not, it's not a first down. Like, let's say you are 2nd and 8, and you got 2 yards to the goal line where the first down, it's just gonna go right to the first down. Now it will work, okay, to get you to the 2-yard line. It's just not a touchdown. Okay, so the backside fade, the backdoor route, did that work? I didn't get a chance to check it out. Still got that nice little pocket right here in this little soft spot, because all the coverages went to the right, and I had a nice little soft spot right there. So I know that I can use that 10 yards in. Now I know I have one play, and you want to build more plays, right? You want to make sure that you have your backdoor route and you have other routes on that side that you can dumb out the blue. That's not the only way to dumb that blue out. Okay, that's not, like I said, that's not the only way to dumb him out. There's definitely different ways to dumb the blue out. Okay, so now I know I'm putting my game plan together. I have a good 3 red zone plays, and that's all you need. You don't need a ton of red zone plays. All you need is 3. Okay, you have good 3 red zone plays. That's going to be cover 2, which a lot of people don't call, or it's going to be cover 3 or cover 4, also man to man, which very easy to beat man to man. All you do is send like a spacing route, or manually just hitch everybody, and then you could still smart route the hitch if it was man to man, and then you could motion them over. You could do a whole host of things in order to get hitches out there. Okay, once you do that, now you know that you're comfortable 10 yards in, that you can score at will, right? Then you want to move yourself back to about the 15. Okay, now I know this is not going to work on the 15. It's just not going to work on the 15-yard line. It can't. It's unfortunate, but it can't work on the 15-yard line. The reason is because it's not going to score. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to punch the ball in the end zone with this play, right? This is my end zone punching play, definitely. So all I have to do in this point is start getting myself where I can get inside the 10-yard line, because I know that I'm comfortable inside the 10-yard line. So I can even do a nice little run if I wanted to. So all I'm trying to do, I run the ball up. Okay, I get me 2 yards. Okay, I run again. I get me another 2 yards. And then I know that I got it to the 10-yard line. Boom, I can go ahead and run it. And that's all you want to do. So create plays in this space in order to get yourself in the 10-yard line. Same thing if you're at the 20. Okay, when you're at the 20-yard line, create plays that you're going to be able to get yourself inside the 10-yard line. Once you are able to get yourself inside the 10-yard line, you know you have your red zone plays. Very, very simple concept. Nothing really crazy here, okay? I'm at the 20. Let's get to the 10. I'm at the 10. Let me call my red zone money plays. And boom, I got 3 of them. I'm good to go. All right. So that's how you work the red zone. It's very, very important to note that. The next thing is going to be from the 20 all the way down to the 10-yard line is going to be what I call the green zone. It is the money zone. Okay. And the reason I call this the money zone is because you can run anything that you want in here. You could run a Philly special. You could run play action. You could run halfback tosses and anything that you want to run or you can come up with. You want to use this. And just like I talked about in other videos on how to pull coverage, this is when you want to start utilizing how to pull coverage. Now, I know it's a hard flat. So if I know it's a hard flat, all I do is send A on and out, smart routed out or something like that. And then we want to have our backdoor route. We call it the flat. And then we'll just leave them on a curl. Okay. Now I have my backdoor route, which is the X. If the user covers on this side, oh, he's covering on that side, I can throw right there for the backdoor route that the user is he's not even in the play. All right. Make sure that you create backdoor routes, but that's the green zone. So from the 10 all the way to the 20, run what you want. Make sure that you have a backdoor route out there. Even if you're running somebody else's scheme or you running my scheme or anything else, make sure that you have the backdoor routes. And if they don't give you the backdoor route, just ask them, hey, I wanted to know what are the backdoor routes, because a lot of them will tell you, hey, this is what the backdoor route is. Just send them a message. Okay. So that's the green zone. Then is the what I call the yellow zone, which is from 1 to 10. You want to make sure that you can scheme up yourself some plays. And the reason I call it the yellow zone is because it's caution. Make sure you have caution when you run in plays in here because it's going to be a lot tighter. I like to scramble a lot with the quarterback, but if they're blitzing me, I'll generally like to send something like an out. A lot of people like to get a little aggressive, but as you can see, it's a little harder to get that play off. So then I wouldn't run that. And you want to run plays that you can get off. And that's going to be the most important in this yellow zone. Even if you hear, because at the 5-yard line, what's going to happen is he's still snapping the ball in the end zone. So that's a safety. Okay. You want to make sure that you are really, really paying attention to what you're doing in this zone. And you want to have plays because you want to be comfortable anywhere on the field. It doesn't matter if you're in the red zone, you're in the green zone, you're in the yellow zone, you want to be comfortable. Okay. So we only got one more installment to the mind game, which we're going to actually look at some gameplay from some competitors in the MCS and just to try and understand what you got going on there. I know that I normally do my road to top 100. I actually could not do it this week. I had to scheme up some plays because I had to change my scheme to fit more tailor-made to the red zone and stuff like that. But next week we will be back up, but I'm going to go ahead and just drop the rest of the Inside the Mind videos here. But this is pretty much, the bread and butter. You have the defensive mind game and you know how to play the defensive mind game in part 1 and part 2. Then I showed you how to get more time in the pocket in part 3. Then I showed you how to pull coverage and read defenses in part 4. And now in part 5, I am literally showing you how to read the defense, know what you're doing, and going what you can within the right zones and putting together your game plan to move the ball down the field. And then once you get in the red zone, get inside the 10, and then you inside the 10, you know exactly what you're about to do. Okay, that's kind of how you want to set up your game plan. So start from the red zone. You move from red zone. You find good plays in your own scheme, right? You don't have to necessarily use that one, but find good plays in your scheme that you know that you're going to be comfortable where you can dumb out blue zones. Then work yourself in the green zone, work your scheme. you know that you can work it, then you want to find a couple plays that you can run inside 10. And you don't need a massive amount of plays. The most amount of plays you need is going to be between the 10 and the 20 because it's the green zone and it's the largest portion. You only need 2 or 3 plays to get out yourself outside of here just to know that, hey, I have a play to go to, right? I know that I'm comfortable. If he's sitting in gauge 8 or if he's sitting in zone, I know what I can do. In the end, boom, you got a limited 3 or 4 plays to run in the red zone. So that takes up 4 plays. Now the next from the 10 to the 20, all you need is another 11 plays, and it's a 15 play scheme, and you're good to go. And then you perfect it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Always remember, embrace the hate and hate everybody.